All right, GM, everyone. It's great to have everyone here. We are going to be diving into a bunch of cool things today, all things Bondex, and joined by our very special CEO, Ignacio Palomera, and our head of product, Spencer. Guys, thank you for joining today, and lots to get through. I actually want to dive right in, right at the top. And Ignacio, I want to come to you first here. And I would love you to bring us up to speed. It's been a while since we've spoken, a while since we've had our community on the call. But I'd love you to bring us up to speed with maybe just some of the things that have been happening in Bondex in the last couple of months before we dive into our special announcements today around the product. So yeah, just kind of bring us up to speed. What's been happening over the last kind of few months?
Absolutely. Hello, Bondens and the Bondex community. So we've had a great start to the year, lots of momentum, lots of things building, and especially lots of things we've been hard at work building and are about to release to the market, and excited to see, how they take over the entire space. And it's good to look at memory lane and back of what we've been building and releasing for the last 6 months prior to the new year. And I would use the milestone of the originally targeted TGE that we're going to do in the summer. We moved it due to market conditions and the advice of exchanges, and we were like, let's go build some really amazing stuff leading up that will, then affect the value of our token listing and our launch, right? And to me, that ultimately comes from building fundamentally good products and services. And we were able to build a lot of really great stuff that's been released to the market and off to an amazing, really helping people's, lives. Going back to the original one is our AI features, right? You now have the AI job matching agent, which helps recruiters find the talent that they need faster and ranks people 1 to 5 stars, really getting to the top talent that applies to jobs, and then really streamline companies finding the talent. And on the other hand, our career coach AI functionality that helps candidates find the right opportunities for themselves. So one, it helps with autofill, so finishing those applications, and then pointing the candidate to the best possible positions that they have based on their resume and their Bondex profile. Now that we've aggregated all of these jobs and opportunities across Web3, on top of the ones that we have active bounties and contracts with, and you have a critical mass of hundreds of jobs, something that helps you navigate all of that as the premier hub for Web3 jobs. So that's some of the most exciting thing we released in the lead up to the end of the year. We also have our Ton mini app in the works. This is what I call it's a side quest that we're doing with our special projects team. More on that, but it's in the digital business card world and CRM world. That's going to help a lot of the Web3 audience that goes to conferences. And we'll have more on that later this quarter in the year that will also line up nicely to the TGE. We're live on the Solana App Store and the Solana mobile phone, as well as the Jambo phone. These are two of the most exciting decentralized infrastructure or DePIN projects out there. It's the first instance of hardware, Web3 hardware and crypto hardware in the world. And we're part of both stores as a great distribution center and amazing partnerships with two incredible ecosystems, both in Jambo and Solana. So we keep delivering on amazing partnerships and great ways to distribute Bondex and have a lot of millions of users and downloads. We also implemented our Dodge initiative, in which we aim to help what Elon Musk is doing in the US, which we see as a key economic sonic boom that needs to be unleashed in the US, bring blockchain back and innovation back to the US, and ultimately drive efficiencies in the government. And we wanted to help them out. So we started our bounties to get really qualified talent that then applied and us reward them out of our own pocket. And that helps us also, at the end of the day, get really high quality users and talent in the Bondex ecosystem, which is what we want. And what we're ramping up towards now is TGE. It's very close now, guys, right? Weeks away. It's going to happen in Q1. I don't want to give a specific date, but all of the same exchange partners that we had leading up to the summer, they're back with us again. We're all ready and set, and it's going to come in a few weeks. So be excited. It's very, very close now and coming, very soon. But I'm here today mostly to deal on the biggest exciting things that we're releasing now, today, as well as leading up to TGE over the next few weeks, which is one, Bondex reputation score, and then the Bondex ID and profile. I hope I answered everything well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I totally, I mean, it's mad hearing all those things as you run through them. This has been a really big that's all happened in the last kind of 4 months. Been a really big 4 months for us. And TGE, like you say, weeks away. That's just going to get crazy. And I want to, today really dive into Bondex Reputation and Bondex ID. Now, for those that don't know, we have just released today a brand new update on the Bondex app. And the biggest new features that our users and our bonding community will see are these two things, Bondex ID and Bondex Reputation. Ignacio, I'll start with you. I'd love you to maybe just dive in and tell us a bit about what is Bondex Reputation, what is Bondex ID, why have we done this as well, and what will it allow our bonding community to do?
Yeah, so I'll backtrack a little high level in terms of our vision and mission. We started out in 2021, and our vision was to build a Web3 industry killer. But now we've had a mobile app on a jobs portal in the market for a long time, and that gives us a lot of learnings. That's how startups work. You iterate. There's a bit of echo, by the way.
It might be me, just muting myself.
Sorry. So you iterate, you experiment, you release product, you get the feedback from the market, and you iterate. But also, as we've done this and we've gathering more and more learnings, this space has keep evolving, and not just Web3, but technology as a whole, right? We've seen AI, and we've learned, and the biggest struggles that I find in not just talent, but social and professional networking is the amount of noise that we deal with. And ultimately, this overabundance of data and noise from all the channels that we use, from our messaging to our email, to Slack, to Telegram, to our talent platforms that we use like LinkedIn, is so much noise and so hard for me to know what the truth is, who to trust, and what information is true. So we ultimately realized that what we need is a reputation score. Reputation solves for trust. And by us building this reputation score, we're bridging and aggregating your reputation of your life on the internet from all of the places of the internet you currently use. We allow you to choose what you want to verify and display, and that will build your reputation score. So people know that you're a real person, not a bot or an AI agent, that you actually do the things that you claim that you do, or that your skill sets, the place that you hang out with, where you contribute, if it's GitHub, that your LinkedIn account is really you. All of these provide this trust through reputation that is going to revolutionize the way that we use the internet today, a signal through the noise. And that's why we built the reputation score, and we're releasing it, something that I think is much needed to provide trust back to the internet.
I think as a team, we really spoke a lot about is, the existing platforms. It's really hard, as you said, to know like who to trust. When someone messages you on, say, LinkedIn, like how do you even know if they're reputable? I actually got hit up by someone today messaging us, and it was a scammer, and he was pretending to be from a very well-known crypto media outlet, and he had everything ready to go, but he was clearly a scammer. And I feel like these examples of, hey, who can you trust in this space, and what is their reputation like in other spaces, that's a massive problem for us to solve. And I'm really excited about this release that we're doing, Bondex Reputation, Bondex ID. Would love to, could you just talk a little bit about Bondex ID? Like, what is Bondex ID? What will that allow users to do?
So the reputation score is, in a way, the infrastructure or foundation layer that provides this trust that we need to operate. Then you need, well, what do you want to use it for? And how can it be interoperable and add a lot of value? Our approach is a Web 2.5 profile. So you're going to have this public ID that has your reputation score. You can mint on chain. And as we develop this, we're going to integrate it to more and more dApps. So you can log in, not just as a wallet when you log in into an app, which you can still do if you want to keep full privacy. But if you want to showcase who you are in a more social way, and like who you are on a personal level, and you still want to log in and use these apps, you would start using our Bondex ID, which is minted from your reputation score and displayed in a Web 2.5 profile way. So this is one of the super exciting, because there's nothing really in consumer Web3 that has achieved this amazing balance between someone's personal life and their economic Web3 on-chain life. This bridge that we've built, that will become interoperable with a bunch of dApps, allows you to navigate this, with a new paradigm shift. I think it's enough of wallets talking to wallets and then people getting scammed with the excuse of everything needs to be privacy. I think you can have privacy with accountability, and you can then leverage your socials and your Web2 life and your reputation across the internet to navigate Web3 better. That will enable safer transactions and peer-to-peer transactions and exchanges.
Love it. Again, like we've spoken a lot about how one of the great things Web2's been amazing at is the ability for users to create profiles and create those kind of Web2 experiences we're really familiar with. But Web3, its leading edge is this trust, this ledger-based approach of it's verified if it's on-chain. And what we're really aiming to do here with Bondex is to really reimagine professional networks from the ground up. If you were starting from scratch with the technology that's available today, how would you build it? And that's what we're doing. We know that with trust, Web3 just leads the way. And we think that our approach here with reputation and Bondex ID will really kind of carve some interesting approaches. So really cool to hear you share that, Ignacio. And I'm personally very excited about this. I think now might be a good time to actually see this in action. So Spencer, sorry, I feel like I've been ignoring you down there. Let's do this. Let's put you on the big screen over here. Look at you go. So you're on the big screen, Spencer. You're obviously cold. You've got a coat jacket on. So someone needs to put the heating on in your house. But I want to actually see whether you could give us a demo of what this is going to look like on the app itself. So let's just see if we can get this working, and let's get it there we go. Okay, that looks kind of cool, right? Maybe, yeah, maybe like that. There we go. All right, so I'm going to unmute you as well, Spencer. There you go.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so thank you, Paul. So I'm Spencer. I'm the head of product here at Bondex. So yeah, with what we've been building with the reputation and Bondex ID is really imagining this professional network that we're building where your verified achievements and credentials are portable across the Web3 ecosystem. So that's really what we're building with Bondex ID. In terms of the app update that you can now download, you'll see this call out to Bondex reputation here. And in terms of how it works, so again, you're building your reputation score, and then through that, you'll be able to then mint your Bondex ID, which I'll talk about a little bit further. So what you'll be able to do is gain reputation across 4 categories. So you have identity verification, you have professional, blockchain and crypto, and also social. So each verification you complete contributes to your overall reputation score. And based on your reputation score, you'll be in one of 3 levels. So if I tap on the levels here, so you can see here, when you're just getting started, so I'm new, I'm just starting to create my reputation on Bondex, I'm at this contributor level. And once I achieve 25 points, I will actually move up to the trusted level. So trusted is really about verified individuals with established credentials. And then our top tier is elite. So once you have 65 or more reputation points, then you will achieve elite. And that again demonstrates that you verified your identity and achievements across multiple categories. One of the benefits of doing so is this unlocks higher activity rates for earning bond points. It's also going to be part of the eligibility criteria for future airdrops and other exclusive benefits on the platform. So really important that we want to build this trusted network of people. So achieving that trusted level or elite level reputation is really important. In terms of the verifications themselves, we've tried to make this as easy as possible. When I tap into, say Coinbase here, I can just tap verify. So for example, if I do that now, and in this case, having a verified Coinbase account is actually something on chain. So we're able to check that on chain. Different providers, obviously different platforms are going to verify in different ways, whether it's through on-chain data or an OAuth, or we've also partnered with Reclaim Protocol for some of these verifications. So you can see here, I've done my Coinbase. That's been verified that I have a verified Coinbase account attached to the wallet that I'm using as my primary wallet here on Bondex. And then now that shows in green, that's added those points to my reputation score. I'll go through another one just to show. So right now, if I tap on Bondex ID, so it says here, you can only mint once you reach the trusted level, right? So really being able to use this portable ID across future dApps in the ecosystem, it's really only useful once, you've established yourself as a trusted individual. And so that's the point when you're going to be able to mint. And one of the cool things is for a limited time, we're going to be offering the ability to mint your Bondex ID for free. So one thing here, so if I go to other types of verifications, so in my profile, I've already uploaded my resume. So I can go to valid resume and verify that. So right away, it's verified. I've gained those 5 of 5 reputation points. And then that's also going to now turn to green. And now you'll see my reputation score is 28. So from here, you can now see there's a call out here to say, go and mint your Bondex ID. And you can see here, this is your portable professional identity attached to my primary wallet that I can then go and mint. Right, so this is now performing the on-chain minting. Might take a few seconds. So Bondex ID is now minted, and I can view my ID. So this is now my Bondex ID. I can view it on chain as well. So we're using a decentralized Ethereum attestation service. So you can see here from it's issued from our wallet, our ID bondexapp.eth to my wallet, and it contains my Bondex score or my reputation score here. Right. So this is now something that can be, is portable across Web3 that I can use. And you can now see here that it's showing that this is now in the top right. It shows that it's on chain, and it shows my Bondex ID with the check mark there is up to date. Because if I actually then go and do additional verifications, which I could, and my reputation score increases, it will actually let me renew my ID with my latest score. But yeah, so when I look at these different verification providers, let's say for GitHub, there'll be various points that are awarded based on your credentials. So it's 1 point for having a verified account. There'll be additional points if you're like an OG, if you've had a GitHub for before 2016, if you've made more than 500 contributions in the last year, if you have over 1,000 followers and you're a GitHub respected. So all of these, once you verify your GitHub account, can earn you additional reputation score. And again, each of these, each of these verifications. So for example, I've done my Telegram already. These come with their own, what is called attestation. Again, similar to what I showed with the Bondex ID, these are on the Ethereum attestation service. Oh, what is that? Oh, I'll skip that one for now. But yeah, but all of those are performed on the Ethereum attestation service in a way that is just attached to say this user has a verified Telegram account attached to their wallet, but in no way exposes any of your private details. So all of that is hidden, but it just shows that we have performed this verification to say this user verified account, for example.
Spencer, just pause there. Maybe just talk me through, if I'm going on and connecting all these things, does that mean Bondex has all my login credentials for all of this stuff? How much, where does privacy play a part in this?
Yeah, so privacy obviously plays a really important part. And so none of those credentials, none of your login kind of credentials are stored or used on the platform. Basically, it's just the data that you choose to, that you will share with us in terms of let's say if it's Twitter, for example, it'll be the information you share is around, okay, when was your account created? How many followers you have? So just that information there that is shared, but not your actual, obviously, not your login details, anything like that. But that's what I mean when in terms of how do we ensure the user's privacy while maintaining this transparency and trust through the system? It's really about storing the verifiable credentials on chain, but without exposing any of those personal details. So, they might have a credential in our case that will say you're an ex-OG because, you've had this Twitter account before 2016. So we give you that OG status, and it's attached to your wallet, but that's all they see. They don't even see, say the handle that was used to verify it. It just identifies that this user on Bondex was verified to be an ex-OG, for example.
Really good. Really good. Ignacio, can I bring you back in here? Because I'd love to actually understand from your side, where is this going? Are these all the kind of connections that we're going to have? I think we've got 13 at the moment. What will this enable our users to do going forward? And what do you see in terms of the strategic value of this?
So this is a great question. I think you need to go. So I really believe that in this world that is super noisy, reputation is going to soon be worth a lot more than your resume. But the way that reputation works is fastly changing. It's no longer going to be enough something you claim on your resume or your unverified LinkedIn profile, right? It needs to aggregate and become a bridge between everywhere you hang out with on the internet. This is why this is super exciting. There's the identity piece, but as you see, you will also have your socials piece. And again, you're empowered to connect as many things as you want. We're starting with these are our starting point. This is going to continually evolve until you go from a static, unverified identity online to basically something that is private. You're empowered to verify the things that you want. So you're completely empowered to have control over these things that you want to display. They interact with smart contracts and different dApps, but it provides you with trust to flex all your reputation across online, all the contributions you've done online. And it's that, like, really the promise of Web3, which is enabling the users back to have the power. And at the same time, use blockchain for what it's good for. What you can see here in this demo is that we are using what blockchain is good for: verifications, trust, transparency, but then applying a really good consumer experience on top of it. There's not been really massively adopted use cases of Web3 or crypto consumer apps yet, because the use cases have been trading and speculation so far. There haven't been things that you can properly use. I think it's the perfect time to enable trust and reputation, to cut through all the noise and overabundance of data that we have, and using blockchain as an application layer on top of everything we already use, from Telegram to X to your LinkedIn, to doing a KYC or a proof of personhood to know whether you're a person or a bot. It's revolutionary, especially in Web3, where you have sometimes privacy being used for the wrong ways and the wrong actors, and having scams and spam. This is over. This is why this is revolutionary and strategically, very key.
Love it. And Ignacio, maybe just talk to us as well around what's coming up next in terms of, I know this is the kind of the foundations of what we're looking to build. And then Spencer, after that, I'd love you to kind of just help our bonders understand, how do they get this? They might be opening up their app now and not seeing this. And just, if we could just unpack, how does a user get this? But to you first, Ignacio, in terms of what's this laying the foundations for?
This is the foundation that enables the trust. And we will continue to evolve this reputation score and all the things that are connected to. For example, Gitcoin Passport, one of our partners, they have the humanity score. All these things are highly contextual. For us, the context is professional and social networking. For Gitcoin Passport, is that DID, proof of humanity. We are now connecting them, right, as well as LinkedIn and other places, so that we can combine that into reputation score in the context of jobs, professional networking. What is the next thing for us? How do you display this in an easy way to use? And what's going to happen is you have a much better verified resume. And we're also providing you with Web 2.5 profiles coming up next. This will provide you with a bespoke way. There's no reason why, if you're a designer, you're an engineer, you're a builder, you're a degen, you're a trader, you're a token chaser, you're a community builder, why does everyone have the same LinkedIn template that we all have to go off? It doesn't we're all unique. We want to provide the modular, bespoke way for you to select the things you want to display, the order you want to display with. Things in a certain career, or depending on your interest, need to be different. So we're going to be using this foundation to enable a better way of profiles that are going to be public. So for the first time, you're going to have a user discovery on Bondex, and we're going to be able to send each other Bondex links, much like you use your LinkedIn subdomain today, but in a way like it's your own professional website instead of just a LinkedIn template. And you're going to send it to each other, displacing how we use LinkedIn today, but also displacing how we use Linktree. And this is going to be the source of truth, trust through reputation, that signal through the noise that people send to each other. It's like, this has been verified, that this is who I say I am. This is my reputation across the internet. These are the skills that I claim. All of it is going to evolve into this amazing, basically dynamic on-chain reputation that travels with you across the internet, wherever you add value to, wherever you interact, wherever you hang out, wherever you compete to, wherever your tribe is. This is the real game changer. And we're all going to be doing it this year, along with our TGE the value will clearly also be translated into our token value.
I love it. Ignacio, I know you've got to go, so I'll let you go now. And Spencer, I'm going to keep you on the line because I'd love to know two things. One, what were the challenges for you in building this? And then two, how does a user go ahead and actually get this update?
All right, cool. Yeah, so I guess first off, in terms of how to get the update, we've just published it today to the App Store and the Play Store. So if you haven't already automatically updated, if you're an existing user, but if you're a new user and haven't downloaded the app before, just search up BondX on either App Store or Play Store and download the latest version, and you should see this new reputation system there. In terms of the challenges we touched on a little bit was, balancing that privacy and transparency aspect. And then the other part was really, having this system, thinking about how we can incentivize and make it exciting and cool for users to participate and perform these verifications. Because, we have made it as easy as possible, but it still is something that users would need to go ahead and do. So thinking about what we can do to help motivate and incentivize it for users. So we went with the route of really tying it to our bond point system and offering tangible rewards, like I was trying to show here, which was around being able to earn at a higher rate. So you can see here I've got this BondX reputation boost. So I'm earning an extra 0.05 points per hour when I'm boosting. And then if I reach that next level, the elite level of reputation, then that will bring it up to 0.08 points per hour. So again, rewarding those users on our platform that are going through and becoming those trusted and elite members.
Which, from my understanding, that is the biggest boost you can get to the activity rate earning, right? So if a user wants to increase that activity rate, the biggest thing they can do more than any other action is actually go ahead and get verified and get to that trusted level.
Absolutely. So, we really believe in this kind of building of this trusted network, trusted professional Web3 network. And so we're backing that with these incentives as well. And you can see here, Airdrop Season 2, which is coming soon. We haven't quite announced when it's going to go live yet, but you can see here, earning trusted and elite level reputation will be key for Season 2. So it's going to be a really important part. So there's nothing stopping people from downloading this app, getting a head start on this, already achieving their trusted and elite, and then being able to mint their BondX ID. Like I mentioned, the BondX ID for a limited time is going to be free for people to mint. So definitely get on top of that as well, at this stage, so you can become one of the early people on the platform with this notoriety. Because as we start to build out the social elements of the platform, your reputation level will feature prominently on your profile and then impact the visibility and discoverability of your profile to others. So that's just, something that's going to be coming down in the future.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think what I see a lot in this space is a lot of talk about kind of future products. But what I love about BondX is we're literally building, and we every single, if you look at our updates on our app store, I think it's pretty much every few weeks there's an update going out, and the product is constantly getting better and better. And I think this update has been one of our biggest yet, and it really sets a bit of a marker as to where we want to go, building the most trusted professional network the world has ever seen, creating a way for people to show up online in a brand new way, and for a professional network totally reimagined, and with trust right at the center. And I love how easy that this BondX ID and reputation allows us to actually create a reputation for users, and it's only going to get better. And is there anything else that you want to share, Spencer, before we kind of close this up?
Yeah, I mean, I think the last thing would be, I think we often talk about, how do we onboard the Web2 users to Web3? And that's really, at the heart of what we've been thinking about. If you look at, I think you said we have 13 providers at the moment, and they span Web2 in terms of existing social platforms, Even GitHub, you'd say is a Web 2, but also then tying that to Web 3, looking at wallet activity, ENS and other things that are on chain. So really bringing those together and trying to, provide that bridge, so somebody who maybe doesn't even have some of these on-chain credentials can still build a reputation, become a trusted member, and then kind of learn as they go and get deeper into the world of Web3. So that's been one of the, the primary drivers in the way we think about, onboarding and bringing on that next wave of people into Web3.
I love it. So it's enabling them to gain that reputation score, even if they don't have the most active wallet, or they're not participating in lots of these different protocols or have a verified ID. It's awesome. It's really, really good. And I love how this is being building out. Awesome. Well, I think we can call it a day there. Spencer, thanks so much for that. Guys, it is available right now, and you can go ahead and download that from the Bondex, from your app store, either iOS or Google Play. We're also going to be running a special campaign tomorrow, so keep your eyes out for that. So if you have minted your Bondex ID, you're going to be getting some exclusive rewards. So keep your eyes out for that. That's going to be launched tomorrow. And yeah, we can't wait to see what you guys do with this Bondex ID. And we will leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you, Spencer.
Thanks, Bob.